Parshas Vayeitzei, Shlishi. Yaakov Avinu has met Lavan as we continue into Shlishi of this week's Parsha, in which Lavan has explained his two daughters. Leah's eyes have weak, sensitive eyes, crying so much because she knew of her eventual marriage as she thought to Esav. And Rachel was very beautiful as the previous Aliyah ended. And Yaakov Avinu made a deal. He's going to work for 7 years. 7 long, hard years, which the Pasuk explains were ka'achadim. They were so quick because he knew he was doing it for an eventual purpose of building the Shvatim, of marrying Rachel Imenu. And finally that fateful time comes and they make a party. They make a wedding. But unfortunately, when Yaakov Avinu wakes up the next morning, it was not Rachel, but rather he was tricked, it was Leah. We know that Rachel gave away the signs to Leah, so that to have compassion on her older sister, an act which for eternity will come to save Klal Yisrael, that when the day will come, that Moshe Rabbeinu himself will not be able to save Klal Yisrael, but Rachel will be able to come to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and say, I risked everything. You should bring our children out of Galus. And finally, Lavan agrees to say to Yaakov, okay, you want Rachel, work another 7 years. But let's hone in on a detail in the Pasuk. When does Yaakov Avinu marry Rachel? Explains the Pasuk, when the Shivas Yemei HaMishta finishes. He marries Rachel right away. And only then does he work for another 7 years. And the Shlishi is a packed Aliyah, continues and begins with all the births of the Shvatim. Leah gives birth to Ruvain, to Shimon, to Levi, to Yehuda. Of course, Levi, the Pasuk seems to point out, was not named by Leah, but rather by Yaakov or maybe a Malach. And Rachel's jealous. Rachel wants to have children. Yaakov Avinu says, Hatachas Elokim Anochi. Why are you getting upset at me? I'm not God. I don't determine who has children. So Rachel gives her maidservant Bilhah to Yaakov, so she'll be able to have children, and Dan and Naphtali is born. And Leah's like, whoa, what's going on? I'm not having children. And she gives her maidservant Zilpah to Yaakov, and then Gad and Asher are born. So Shlishi ends with Leah already having her 4 children, Bilhah having her 2 children, Zilpah having her 2 children, and Rachel still waiting and longing for a child of her own.